Hello, it's me, Chris Tarrant here, and you're listening to the Behind the Medal podcast. If, like me, you love listening to the show, then there are a few things you can do to help the boys out. Diddly 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 dee. Oh, you can A, subscribe to the podcast. You can B, leave a nice review. Oh, or you can C, follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Behind the Medal. Or you can D, tell your friends. Diddly 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 dee.
Warning! Warning! This episode contains swearing. So, if you don't like words any stronger than spanner or ragamuffin, then maybe this podcast isn't for you.
Dean? Gary. Gary and Dean, chatting along in a new podcast. Gary and Dean, and Gary's got hairy hands. We run around and see the world, triathlon tales, Dean's hair is curled. We talk some shit and play some games. For legal reasons, some names are changed. Oh, sorry. Gary and Dean, chatting along on a new podcast. Gary and Dean, you won't get this time back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Series 2, Episode 5 of the Behind the Medal podcast.
With me, Gary Damer.
And me, Dean Smith. How you doing, Gary?
Very well, thanks for asking. How are you, sir?
I've got cold.
Have you?
I've got a cold.
I'm glad you said cold and not man flu, because I hate that.
Oh, right, really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know, it's just a bugbear of mine. Anytime you get a cold, no matter how severe or how light it is,
Yeah.
oh, you get man flu, have you?
Yeah.
Fuck off, it's a cold like everybody else in the world.
Apart from the time you had bird flu.
I've had bird flu, swine flu, and all of the flus.
So I apologise if I sound a little more gravelly and sexy.
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
What about this?
I don't mind it. We'd probably get a few more listeners from that ASMR we were just talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like just noises of drooling and sniffing and...
Yeah, we can't figure it out. Listeners, if out there, if you like this ASMR video thing where it's just people making noises with their mouths or like, I don't know where else they make noises with.
From the snotty nose.
From their snotty schnozzes. Is that something, is that like a sex thing?
I don't think it is. I think it's just a literally feel-good thing. It's supposed to, like, put you in a nice trance-like state, innit? Where you get, like, goosebumps and you can zone out of the real world and listen to someone eat a bag of crisps, which I just find fucking bizarre, me.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a kink thing, no?
There probably is kinky ones, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe I should go and do a little sideline in kinky snot videos online.
If that's what you want to call it.
Rated. So, how's your training?
Good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm doing well.
Yeah. Are we going to cover that later?
We're going to cover that later, yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to go straight into Deantionary Corner?
Let me give you some education.
Okay, here we go.
Deantionary Corner. Okay, Dean.
Mm-hmm.
These two facts I've got for you. They're both related in a certain kind of way, but I like them. Okay?
Cool.
So first of all, the University of Arkansas, which straight away I feel like they've missed a trick because why is it not called Arkansas? Because that's so much better, isn't it?
Arkansas.
I come from the University of Arkansas.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just a little side note. They did.
Is that the impressive information you've got for me?
No, well, hopefully not. Hopefully you find the next bit much more impressive.
Okay.
They did a test, a survey, whatever you want to call it, of 408 participants, which I kind of wish it was a bit more, but...
Or just 400. Why did they get an extra 8?
That's true, yeah.
That's annoying me, that.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so University of Arkansas did 408 people survey, and they found that running, I think we knew this anyway, but it's nice to have science prove it. Running makes you more desirable.
Oh.
So there's a big difference as well. 80% of men and 60% of women felt more attractive due to regular running.
Wow. I wonder why there's such a 20%. Well, I wonder why there's that difference between men and women.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Well, I won't. I don't know why, but this is my take on it.
So this isn't Science's take. This is Gary's.
This is Gary's worldview.
Gary's hot take.
Yeah, I think, right, because we've spoke about it. When we go for a run, we feel fucking cocksure and that we can take on the world.
Yeah.
Whereas there's a part of me that thinks a woman might go for a run and come back and feeling a bit knackered and dishevelled and she's not done her hair and makeup.
Yeah.
And this, I feel like incredibly sexist chat. But I think that's why it might be 60% of women as opposed to 80% of men.
Well, I was just, as you were talking then, I was just thinking that how many women listen to this podcast have been heckled when they've been on a run? Do you
I
know what
imagine it's quite a lot.
I imagine it's every single one, yeah.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's not going to do great stuff for you.
Yeah.
Unwanted attention from people in white ven men.
Yeah.
Men in
Plural.
Ven. Yeah. Who shout, "Oh, go on, darling."
Yeah. Must be so... I always think there's part of me that goes, I'd love that, mate. I'd love that bit of encouragement, but it must be so fucking... make you so self-aware and...
But it's not encouragement. They're not saying you're doing a good thing. They're saying, you look nice, so sweaty and stuff.
No, I know that, but I mean, I'd quite like to be told that I look nice.
What, when you're running?
At any point, if anyone sees me, just tell me I look nice.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
But that's because it doesn't happen to you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if it happened all the time, and I imagine it would make you feel very self-conscious.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to follow you around when you're running. I'm just going to shout things at you.
okay.
I'm sexually aggressive things at you.
Give me one example.
Oh, does the carpet match the curtains? Whoa.
Wow. If someone's shouting that at any woman running, then something's going on. But the point of the survey is that it was 80% of the men felt more attractive.
Yeah.
60% of women felt more attractive.
Yeah. Still a good number. Still a
Good number.
Yeah.
But I think we knew that anyway because it does give you that boost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of I can conquer the world.
Yeah, it does.
So the second one,
Mm-hmm.
second fact, the researchers have found that the majority of runners will straighten up when they see an attractive runner coming towards them.
Rated.
So you like tighten your form, you maybe open your stride up a bit.
Do a bit of a grimace, bit of a
Yeah,
pout.
yeah. Look, but again, I can relate to that because we spoke. I think it was only last week where we said I was running up that hill and all the cars in the traffic, so I was making an effort of making myself look tight and strong rather than fucking hell.
Yeah.
So again, I get that.
I get that as well. I sometimes do that for myself if I'm running past a load of cars
Yeah,
and I'm checking myself out in the reflection. I'll sort of tuck my form in, sort my core out, straighten up a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. I think that's probably very true.
So basically, we're all just very vain, self-centered runners.
but why did that take a study to find out? Surely you just study yourself in that and go, yep.
Mate, you could ask that about every single study in the world.
I guess so. Yeah.
What was this one recently that they did a study years and years ago
Yeah.
saying that bacon and sausages caused cancer,
Yeah.
and then last week on the news they went, "Oh, actually, we got that wrong. There's no
Right.
proof that they do cause cancer.
Yeah.
So fill your fucking boots."
Yeah.
I don't know who decides. We'll do a study on this week on whatever.
Yeah. I remember doing it. I remember doing case studies in like science and in psychology and stuff at A levels and things. And the outcome of every single one I ever did was that the results were inconclusive because because the sample size was too small.
Yeah,
Because I was just a dude in Leeds. Like, how could I conduct a fucking survey when I was speaking to my mum and dad? Do you know what I mean? Doesn't mean anything.
You could get 408. The University of Arkansas got 408. You could get that.
No, I couldn't. I don't have the resources of the University of Arkansas. I'm just one man, Gary.
That's true. So they're my facts. They're not very mind-blowing,
No, I liked them though.
but it was just nice to prove that that's a thing.
And it's nice to hear that it's almost universal that if you see someone that you recognise as someone that you fancy from the opposite sex or the same sex or whatever your thing is, that everyone goes, "Oh, I'm gonna just straighten up here and make myself feel a little
Exactly.
sexy."
It's really primal, isn't it? Like the lions with grooming the manes and all that. It does go down to that, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
So they're my Deantionary Corner.
Thank you very much.
It is now time for...
Is it a bird?
No.
Is it a plane?
No.
Is it... Oh my God. Is it Superman?
No. It's Hero of the Week. Right. So, Dean, this week, Hero of the Week comes with a bit of music.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to put this on. You should be able to hear that.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week's hero of the week, it's friend of the podcast, Ali Lavender.
Ali Lavender.
Yeah.
Hello, Ali Lavender.
Because, right, she went over and she's just done the Berlin Marathon, right? And she was the first British woman
Wow.
across the finish line.
Wow.
Yeah. She was the 14th fastest runner from the UK
Oh my God.
in the Berlin Marathon, and she finished it in 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 18 seconds.
Good grief.
Ali Lavender, we fucking salute you.
That is
From
amazing.
Britain to Berlin. They should send her over to fucking Brexit.
Sort this Brexit
yeah,
bollocks
not
out.
Boris. Running times like that. And
My
also,
God.
what's worth noting is we've mentioned this before, she's the organiser of the Manchester Half Marathon,
Yeah.
which is this weekend, next weekend.
Next weekend, yeah, 14th, 13th, 14th.
Oh, let's turn the advert off. To pay is to fail, folks. So it's the busiest time of year for the Manchester Half Marathon people,
And she's got that in her as well.
and she's found time to do all that training and then fucking jet over to Berlin and become the first British woman across the line.
That is mad. That is incredible.
Good going, that, innit?
Good going.
2 hours 41 minutes.
Jesus.
Quick.
I couldn't dream of that time. Well, I could, but it'd be only a dream.
Just the pace, man. It's something I will never be able to get my head around.
Yeah.
But then, I was going to say something that I didn't want to take the shine off here, but I was going to say there's people that probably look at your pace or my pace,
Yeah.
my slow pace, and go, I'd love to achieve that. So,
Well, it's all relative, yeah.
all relative.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Ali, well done, man. Fucking great effort.
Nice.
And we'll see. She's not running the Manchester Half, is she, the lazy twat?
Oh, she's having a very well-deserved... well, to be fair, it'd only take her half an hour or something stupid,
yeah,
right? Oh, that's amazing. That's incredible. Well, with just to ride that national pride thing a little bit further, I just want to shout out Dina Asher-Smith and
yeah.
Katrina Johnson-Thompson,
Yeah.
who has the best name in world athletics. Katrina Johnson-Thompson.
Yeah. Both
Because
champions, man.
both champions of the fucking world, bro.
Yeah.
Dina Asher-Smith, 200-meter champion, 100-meter silver medalist, and Katrina Johnson-Thompson, champion heptathlete now.
Incredible, innit, man?
Incredible. I was watching Katrina Johnson-Thompson last night. Mate, she won it with absolute spare. She won it with
Ease.
spare
But
stuff.
so did Dina doing the 200 metres, man. She
Yeah.
was fucking miles in front.
Yeah.
It's so good, innit?
The women doing it for the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Over there in where is it? It's
Doha.
Doha, yeah. But no, I love to see the emotion on her face as well.
Good, yeah.
Johnson Thompson, was just ace because I remember when Dame what's the face?
Judi Dench.
No,
Helen Mirren.
heptathlete. It's from Sheffield. Why? Where's her name gone?
Kelly
No.
Rowland.
No, Kelly Rowland. She was Destiny's Child.
Who are you saying?
I'm saying Jessica Ennis-Hill.
Oh, yeah.
She's a dame, isn't she?
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's from your neck of the woods, isn't she?
Yeah, Sheffield, I think. Yeah. But when she was sort of coming up to retirement, Katrina Johnson-Thompson was coming up through the ranks, and everyone was thinking that she was gonna just smash everything, sort of almost straight away. But she had some setbacks. She had some. Certainly, her throwing, I think, has improved over the last few years. And for her to finally get this gold yesterday, it was written all over her face. The relief, but also the story of her being held up as this golden child of the heptathlon, and it just never quite worked out straight away to come back and get stronger and stronger and stronger. She won it with a record amount of points.
Is it?
Yeah, for a British champion.
Wow.
No one's Jessica Ennis-Hill got, I want to say, early 6,000s points wise, and she and Katrina Johnson-Thompson last night got nearly 7,000 points. She smashed it. She smashed it. I was buzzing.
That is ace.
I was stood up here, going, "Go on, you can do it."
Oh no, good for them, champions of the world, man.
Yeah, when you put on the Rule Britannia there, I thought that's what you were alluding to, but closer to home, Ali
Yeah,
Lavender
closer to home.
doing her thing.
But it's nice of them two got to mention as well.
Yeah,
So well done, everyone.
well done, everybody.
So this is the part where we usually sort of talk a bit about ourselves, don't we? This
Yeah.
is where we're up to.
Yeah.
I did the Pontefract half marathon.
Oh yes, you did. Have we talked about the hilly race you did?
No, we've not talked about that. Actually.
Should we start from there then?
Yeah, I'll do that really briefly because that
Yeah.
wasn't that exciting, but that was great fun. Basically, it was a 10k, so it was 3 and a bit miles up, and then 3 and a bit miles down.
In Tomaden.
It was in where was it? I can't remember where it was, but anyway, it was a massive hill,
Yeah.
and it was a real steep incline. There is like an official thing that I can't find at the moment.
You stuck a tweet out, didn't you, with a picture of the start line? Was it?
The sign, but I can't find it. Anyway, it's like the longest incline. Yeah, it's the longest incline in England.
Yeah.
So going up was tough, like really tough, and it was a cold, rainy day. But going down, oh man, that was so much fun because it's so steep. You're literally just free falling.
Yeah.
It was ace, and apparently there's a genuine technique that is free falling running. Do you know what I mean? Like your arms and legs are just going everywhere. My feet were just slapping hard on the ground.
Oh, man.
It was so much fun.
Was it fun?
Yeah, I loved it, mate. It was like, honestly, it felt like flying.
I remember when, just as you've been describing it there, I remember as a kid, I was at one of these like Pontins, Haven, holiday park things, on the east coast of Yorkshire.
Yeah.
And like there was a really steep drive down from where the caravans were down to the beach.
Yeah.
And I remember running down there as a kid and not being able to stop and just like absolutely pranging into a fucking sand dune or something, like arse over tit. So the fact that is like part of this race freaks me out.
It's good though, because that adrenaline was ace. And I was just overtaking people who were running down the hill, but obviously holding it back. And
Were you on Heelys? Just rolling down the hill.
it felt like it. It really did feel like it. But it was good fun.
Yeah.
And then it was only a small field, right? There was 27 people, but I came 8th,
Nice.
which was a mad feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never placed anywhere of note before.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good day.
That's cool. I placed once. I came 8th once.
Did you?
On an 8-mile race when me and Caroline were doing this 8-mile thing, like Army Air Base thing, and so there was loads of muddy runs, and there was you ran up these places where they were like trying to turn tanks around and shit. So it was hilly and all kinds of
right,
way.
yeah.
And all the sort of pure runners who just wanted to come out and just run for 8 miles hated it. So I was just like, okay, cool. And I got around it and I finished and I was looking around and there's only 7 other people there. And I turned to the guy and he went, oh yeah, you 8th?
No way.
It was like an hour I did it and it was mad.
And an 8-miler,
Yeah.
that is quick, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a good feeling, isn't it, when you place?
Yeah, it's fun. Especially when you place in if you're thinking, we just talked about Ali there and her fella Callum, when they're running stuff, they sort of want to place. They're almost expecting to be top 10 in their categories, but not me and you, sir.
No way. We're just expecting to finish first and foremost.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then finished 8th, and then went for a nice pub lunch and a red wine. It was good.
Perfect.
Nice out. And I was saying to you, we should do it next year because it's good training to get those miles in up the hill anyway.
Yeah, nice.
Because I think if you're training on a day out, it's tough to do it, to put that hill into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because it's part of the event,
Yeah.
obviously you've got to do it. And because there was a 5k, a 10k, and then a 10 miler.
Shit.
So obviously you go up at different points and turn back down the hill.
Yeah.
I think the 10 miler might be a bit much. I seen them finishing and they were all looking in all kinds of pain.
Yeah, I bet.
That's a lot, that, innit?
Yeah.
5 miles up the hill.
Is it as long as that then?
It's a big hill, yeah.
Yeah. But you get all 5 miles in the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
5 miles up, 5 miles down.
That's mad. I often think, those crazy roads that go through the Lake District. I mean, go through the Lake District, not around the Lake District. I just think those would be good to race on because the views are spectacular.
Yeah.
And you're getting some hellish hills up there.
Yeah, I don't like hills, though.
Really?
Nah, not really. I prefer to run flat. Anything that takes minimum effort is my kind of thing.
Yeah. But no, as long as there's a view. If I was just running up stairs in a shopping centre, fuck that. But Whenever I've trained over when I lived in Leeds, training up on the Yorkshire Hills was ace.
Yeah,
Great
but
fun.
that's probably you're probably used to it though, aren't you? There. Then?
Yeah, there's not a flat road in Yorkshire,
No.
so you're either running up a hill or downhill.
Nah, it's not for me. I get the views. I like a view when running, 100%. But too many hills, I lose interest because it just hurts.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
that.
you're very, very fit at the minute.
I'm all right. Yeah.
We alluded to this yesterday on our group chat because you'd done a thing.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
I wasn't going to because it felt a bit braggy and it's not really the ethos of the podcast. But
It's not mate. No, especially with the way that you just literally stumbled into it. Let me set the scene. So Gary did a training run yesterday, and he's on, I presume it was Strava or something.
yeah.
And obviously we're all pals on Strava. So Dan Walker, who Dan Dad from previous Marathon Tales, chipped in straight. Gary didn't say a word. Dan Dad was like, "Fucking hell, that's a quick 10k you just done there, Gary." And then Gary told us this.
Yeah. So I was, my flatmate came in. And it was my day off, so he's like, "All right, man, how have you been? Yeah, sound. What have you been up to?" I was like, "Not a lot, just fucking sauntered around the gaff." And I said, "I've just been for a 10k." And he just said, "Oh, go on, let me guess your time." So he said 49 minutes. And I said, "No, it was 45 minutes, 48 seconds." And he went, "Fucking hell, that's your PB." I went, "Is it?" I had no idea. He went, "Yeah. That's your personal best." So in my room, I've got like this little whiteboard of like my quickest mile, my quickest 10k, 5k, blah blah blah. So I had to go and check. I think the quickest 10k that was on there was 45:58.
Nice, man.
So yeah,
10 seconds.
yeah,
A second a kilometre off.
just running on the streets.
That's mad. Imagine if that was an
An event, yeah. I mean, I stop my watch when I'm at traffic lights anyway.
Yeah.
So I still ran the distance in that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm at an event, that'd have been quick.
Yeah, man. That's mega impressive.
It was a shock. Just a little day off, go for a little jog.
I love how Dwayne had to point it out as well instead of it just
No,
being
it's fucking bad, that, innit? But that shows how little I have no idea what I'm doing.
No one could ever accuse you of knowing what you were doing, Gary. That's wicked though, man.
Yeah,
That's ace.
So yeah, I was pleased with him.
I bet you were, yeah.
The thing is though, but then we followed it up pretty sharply with this. I did anyway. That was good for a 10k. I think that's probably about as much as I could carry that on for.
Yeah.
Because at the weekend I'd done that Pontefract half marathon.
Oh yeah.
And I was really blowing by, 10, 11 miles or whatever. And that, oh my God, that was a rainy day.
Was it?
That was a rainy, cold,
What
wet
is it
day.
with you and Yorkshire races,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it really took me back to that York Marathon because
Yeah.
fucking hell, that was so wet and depressing last year, 2018's Marathon. But yeah, it was grim. And then because it was so wet, my headphones got waterlogged and died. They wouldn't.
shit.
So for like 5 or 6 miles, I was running without headphones. And because it was in Pontefract, it's just long country roads. There's no one around. All you're listening to is the sound of your feet and the odd person.
Yeah.
And I was running with Danny Tennant, and he caught up to me because he was behind. He was off in front of me for a while, and then I caught up with him. And then when I caught up to him, he said, "Oh, it was at this point last year, because I did it last year as well, that you dusted me, that you burnt off."
Yeah.
So him saying that just gave me that little that little boost. So again, I was off. I dusted him, and I made a promise to myself at that point. I wasn't going to let anyone overtake me. This was about 10, 11 miles, so we were nearly there, you know what I mean? But I thought, I'm not going to let anyone overtake me for the last 3 miles.
But that's still 20 plus minutes of you going, no one's coming past me.
Yeah, and they didn't. And for the last 3 miles, I was just picking people off. Oh, they did actually, because fucking Tennant overtook me.
Did he?
Yeah. He was the only one.
He's in good nick at the minute, you know.
He's in very good nick.
He's in great shape.
Yeah.
I seen him pop on Facebook the other day as well. Has anyone got a place for the Yorkshire Marathon? I think he's got the bug.
He's a right type bastard. He don't pay for anything. Whenever you see him doing an event and the numbers got whole rake of different names every time he runs an event.
Yeah.
Put your hand in your pocket, Danny, for God's sake.
I used to do that. I used to work at Asda when I was a kid, and I never did a shift with the same name tag on. People or ladies coming up to me and say, "Excuse me, Mohammed, do you know where the because I'd nicked me mate's tag.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, he's a Yorkshireman. He's not paying for all.
Yeah, that's true, of course. But as well, the Pontefract thing, I was unsure about whether to say this as well. I've been very secretive, aren't I, on this episode?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Don't know, I'm just worried.
Have you got some like court cases coming up? What's going on? Signed some NDAs.
So I'd stayed at Tennant's on the Saturday, and our friends came over, Caroline and Mike. So we cooked some food. We had some lasagna. We had played a few games. I'd had a couple of glasses of wine. We got to the start. We got to the start line at the Pontefract half, and Danny was introducing me to his mate. He said, "Oh, this is Gary. Gary, this is Aaron." And we talked, "How you feeling? You know, what time are you going for?"
Yeah, standard chat.
Yeah, and me and Tennant said, "Oh, we're just gonna take it easy and finish." And Danny went, "Yeah, especially him. He had 2 bottles of red wine last night." And I went, "What?" I thought I knew I'd had a few, but I didn't know I had that many.
Slip
Fucking
down,
hell,
yeah.
Because I had my glass there, and obviously everyone just kept topping them up.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I mean, that's silly behaviour, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not. I think you can get away with that. Well, it's different for everyone, but I won't be doing that before a half.
No.
Before a 10k, yeah, maybe, but not a half.
Shit, stupid that.
Yeah,
So when he said it, I was like, fucking hell, did I have that? Danny, can I have a word? Did I really have that much? He was like, yeah, mate, yeah.
Did you not get like proper Captain Drymouth all the way around? Because that'd be me.
No, mate, honestly, it was pissing down. So it was so wet.
To pay for water is to fail. Drink the skies.
Yeah, but it's bad, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's got to that point now where I'm worried about sounding like an arrogant twat.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't want to sound like, oh yeah, I can drink 2 bottles of wine and run a half marathon.
Well, yeah, you would be if you said it like that, but the way you talk about it isn't like that. The way you talk about it is like, oh shit, soz.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not good.
All right, okay. Well, that's not us advising anyone to do
Absolutely
that.
not. When we've got the Manchester half next week, I ain't doing that on the Saturday.
No, I'm not. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I also, there was part of me was also thinking, maybe you can do it if you don't know you're doing it. Because that was a big thing. I reckon if I'd have known that I'd drank 2 bottles of wine, I'd have been a lot worse.
So you're saying that alcohol to you is a placebo?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's have a red wine and find out.
Well, I mean, I'll talk about. I would love to talk about my training, but I don't have anything to talk about.
Are you still running in the mornings?
Yeah, I'm still running, but it's just maintain. It's just. I can't tell you how absent my mojo is at the minute.
Right.
It is just non-existent. Hasn't been for this year pretty much. I feel like we've done so many events in so many years. You've done more than me, but comparatively to people who don't run, we've done an awful lot of events, and I just feel like my headspace and mind and body is just this year has gone. Just take a bit of time off.
Yeah.
And I'm zero motivation.
So, are you allowing yourself to take a bit of time off, or do you feel guilty for having that?
I feel a bit guilty, but also not really. I feel pretty chilled about it because I can feel the edges of it coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I got an email the other day from Prostate Cancer UK saying, "Oh, good luck in the London ballot," which is clearly quite soon.
It's next week. Starts next week, the 7th.
Cool. So if that magazine lands on my doorstep and it says you're in, bang, I'm straight back in. I can feel that already. But I think even training for Madrid, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't bursting at the seams to get out and run.
Yeah.
Where I have done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just staying healthy, ticking along. I mean, I'm busy with work at the minute. I've got 2 TV gigs that are going on at now, and I'm over in Leeds and I'm back over here. So, but these are all excuses, but they're valid enough to not make me feel guilty for just sitting in my pants all day.
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? If you don't feel guilty about it, because they are excuses.
Yeah.
Because we've said this before. There's people out there who are working 8-hour gigs, 9-hour gigs, 10-hour gigs, still finding time. Ali. Still finding time to go out and do that. So,
people on like streaks of like 200, 300, 400 days in consecutive that they're running. Yeah, absolutely.
So they are excuses, but the nugget is not feeling guilty that you're having them excuses.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does completely, yeah. And I'm not giving myself a hard time about it. It's just I I think we all do this. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do everything.
Yeah.
And so when something like this falls by the wayside slightly, although I'm more than happy with not, like with this half on next week, I will probably stumble around just under 2 hours as I normally do when I'm not particularly fit. I would love to finish it with some gusto and like really enjoy it, but I've just not done the training, and you have to put that effort in to reap the rewards.
Yeah.
And so the guilt will be, do you know what the guilt will be? The guilt will be you guys waiting for me for what will be 10, 15 minutes at the finish line. That's what the guilt will be. Which sounds daft, and you guys wouldn't feel that at all, but
No.
that's just for me, knowing that in the past I've been faster than all of you.
But then this comes back
Which
to
doesn't mean anything, but yeah.
But it was what we were saying before about perspective.
Yeah.
So instead of feeling that guilt that someone's there waiting for you,
Yeah.
have your own little run your own race. We know this, don't we?
Yeah.
So you've just got to get out there and run to your abilities.
Yeah.
First of all, so if you're aiming under 2 hours, stick with that. Don't try and push yourself and ruin the race.
Yeah.
Where you can't fucking do anything after it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as we always done, first and foremost, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that guilt.
No, it's just if I was exploring guilt, like the getting out and doing a 5K and just going, right, I've done my day. That's I could make myself feel guilty by only doing a 5K. But I don't, because I'm still getting out there. I'm still looking after myself and my mental health and all those things. But it's if I was to explore if I was to explore the idea of guilt, it would be for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like not letting you guys down, because that's horse shit with mates. We don't let each other down with stuff like that. But just probably letting myself down in the context of a time around an event.
Yeah.
You know, my PB for a half marathon's 1:28. You know, and I'm nowhere near that.
Yeah, but that's because I imagine when you did 1:28, you were probably training
Constantly, yeah.
So-
and enjoying it. So it's about
Yeah.
that, about finding that. Yeah,
we've said it all the time. It's enjoying it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be people there that are doing it in 1 hour.
yeah.
There's people there that are going to be doing it in 2 or 3 hours. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So just fucking
Yeah.
enjoy it, and
It's all good. I feel like I'm whinging now, and it is. They are just excuses.
they are. But you're allowed excuses.
Yeah.
There's no harm in having excuses, because we've all done that where we've come in from work or whatever and just gone, fuck that, I can't be bothered. Because to be completely honest, I'm not doing hardly any running outside of the events.
Yeah.
I'm doing the events and then maybe one run a week.
Yeah.
Just because I at the minute I can't be bothered.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? How, I mean, is it interesting? Or is it just certain types of personality just are a bit faddy with stuff?
No, I tell you what it is.
Go on.
Because as you mentioned briefly before, you were so quick
Yeah.
a few years ago, and I think you can't let yourself let that go.
Yeah.
Even though you were training 2, 3 times as much than you are now.
Yeah.
And you're still expecting to be as quick.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before, because I don't know if that's been a runner or that is, an individual thing.
Yeah.
Of just being impatient with yourself and not being annoyed at yourself
Yeah.
that you can't run that quick.
Yeah.
And you go, well, mate, you're 5 years older and you've not done half as much training. So I wouldn't fucking worry about it.
I also, part of my personality, I've only realised this the last, I don't know, maybe a year, 18 months. I feel like I complete stuff. So like 5 years ago when I was running really quick marathons, really quick halves, really quick 10Ks, maybe somewhere in my head I've gone, I've done it.
Done it, yeah.
I've kind of done it.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I'm still chasing that sub 4 hour.
Yeah.
That's always been my goal, and because I've not done it, I'm still fucking
Yeah.
putting in a bit of shift.
Yeah. No, I get that. I can't remember what I was. I can't remember where the thought came from, but I was literally thinking, I've kind of completed that sort of side of my life, and then was thinking about moving on to sort of what's the next thing. Perfect example was when we'd done 2 marathons. I think it was me, or was it Dan? One of us was like, triathlons.
Yeah,
Straight away, bang. The
Yeah.
next thing. What's the next thing? What's the next thing?
Next.
Which is why we spoke about this just me and you the other day about Ironman. Ironman's still in my head.
Yeah.
It's not in your head, but I'm still going, I need to complete it, even if I take 15 hours. I still want to do it.
For me, it's not the event, because I would love to say I've done an Ironman.
Yeah.
We've done 2 half Ironman.
Yeah.
I'd love to say I've done an Ironman. It's just the training, man. I just
Yeah.
cannot be arsed. And the thought of, I know how I'll feel after a marathon, so the thought of doing anything else on top of that,
Yeah.
I just doesn't,
Fair enough.
at the moment, doesn't interest me, because I'm content with just running. Do you know what I mean?
Just springing along.
Yeah, just doing my little bits a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that at the moment.
Nice. Nice.
So who knows? Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future.
Never
yeah.
say never, as they say.
Absolutely.
Who says that?
Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to Sunday. We're doing some recording for before and after the event.
Yeah, come and see us. Again, we don't know where we're going to be yet, because it's, what day is it today? Friday.
Yeah.
So the marathon's going to be next weekend.
Next Sunday.
So I'm going to message Ali, the fastest British woman in the Burley
In
Marathon,
the world, yep.
and find out where she wants us and what we're doing. But we're going to be there.
Hopefully Event Village, we're
Yeah,
saying, yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think that's the plan.
Ace.
Hopefully, I don't know what the plan is about equipment, because we don't want it to rain on anything.
Yeah, we'll figure all that stuff out. But we'll be there, and I'm looking forward to that, seeing you guys running. Dan's up, Tennant's going to be there. Myrna and Serena are doing it, our
Yeah,
pals that we met
yeah.
in Madrid. So hopefully we'll all get a chance to catch up and say hey, which is always a nice thing anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm very looking forward to it.
It's a good day, isn't it?
It's a great day. We've done, excuse me, burping.
Sure.
We've done these. We've done this one before, haven't we? A few years ago.
Yeah, but I think it was different back then. I think it was either a different route or different organisers, I want to say.
Right.
I mean, it was still but the first time we did it was still great.
Yeah.
But I think it's even bigger now.
Yeah. I just remember finishing at Lancashire County Cricket Ground.
Is that where it finishes this year?
I believe so. I've got my race number over there, but yeah, I think it is. It seems because it goes out down towards more Sale way, doesn't it, as opposed to sort of through town.
I tell you what, and even though I've just bigged her up, I hope Ali's got nothing to do with this. But mate, the fucking race number. Right,
She's a busy girl. She's not making the race numbers, man.
I know, but I feel like I'm shelling her event a little bit.
What's wrong with your race number, Gary?
So it asks you online to put in what name you would like on the race number.
Yeah.
All my friends, everyone I know, calls me TV's Gary Damer.
Yeah.
So I've put in capital T, capital V, apostrophe S.
Yeah.
I've got my race number, and it's got TV, and then like a fucking 10-year gap, and then an S right in the corner.
Yeah.
But it's all off centre, like it's not even in the middle of the race number. So it's TV, and then miles away there's an S, and it's just making me so unhappy. My OCD is kicking right off that. It's not even in the middle of the number.
Can you not put some like gaffer tape over the top of it? All of it.
I'm gonna have to doctor it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you mask all of it and then right over the top of it, central.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because it's playing havoc.
We'll be on this podcast later on, and he'll have got a sub 3 hour half, and he'll be like, "It was the bloody bib number what done it."
Hopefully, I get a sub 3 hour half.
Yeah. So he stumbled home at a 2:59. No, I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. If you're down there next weekend, which will be the 14th, 13th,
One of them.
come down, see us, say hey. Throw a few words onto this podcast if you dare.
Yeah, we'll be there after as well to find
Yep.
out how you got on. So either before or after, come and see us. Are you looking to spend 18 to 22 hours a day away from your friends and family this Christmas period? Then boy, do we have the opportunity for you. Welcome to Wamazon. Here at the Wamazon warehouse, we're looking for weak-willed and ridiculously submissive individuals to work weekends and weekdays. You'll be part of our fun and diverse Wamazon family, picking packets off the shelves to deliver to lazy and bone-idle parents worldwide. For a massive £3.42 an hour, why not work your fingers to tiny bloody stumps this Christmas time? Brakes not included, toilet access £1.50, car parking £3 an hour. Don't steal anything, you fucking gypsies. We've got warehouses in West Wickham, Wakefield and Newcastle upon Wye. You can apply now at www.wamazonwarehouse.com. The Wamazon Warehouse, where Weems wum woo. Fuck.
So now it's time for...
Ginger Wisdom!
Ginger wisdom.
Well, it's a special edition of Ginger Wisdom today.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Look at my hair, Gary.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I'm doing another
Welcome
series.
to the ginger side.
Yeah, I'm doing another series of a show that I've done a few times, and I'm ginger in it. So I'm
Yeah.
sat here clean shaven with ginger hair.
Yeah. Oh, so before when you were hollering the white van men, does the carpet match the curtains? Is that what you're subconscious?
Yeah.
Does the carpet match? Have you gone full character acting? And
Yeah, they dyed everything.
yeah, I was gonna say Robert. What's he called? What's his name?
Who?
My left foot. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Robert. Robert Day-Lewis, his little brother.
Yeah, he would have died everything.
Daniel Day-Lewis. No, they've dyed they've dyed everything.
Let's have a look.
No, absolutely not. Shut up, anyway. Ginger Wisdom. Ginger Wisdom. First time listeners, this is where I throw some crazy quotes, some inspirational quotes at Gary, see what his tiny mind does to these words. So here we go. Here's the first one. You ready?
Yeah.
Knuckle in. Don't know what that means. I've said that before.
Well, I think it's knuckle down, isn't
Knuckle down and strap in, but I'd knuckle in.
it? Knuckles in.
Knuckles in. Hands inside the vehicle, please. Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude.
I don't know what aptitude means.
I didn't think you would do.
I know what altitude means.
Your attitude.
Yeah.
What's attitude mean?
Like your demeanour,
Yeah, cool.
whether you're upset or rude or angry.
Not your aptitude
Don't know what that means.
will determine your altitude.
I know what that means.
Can you guess what the middle thing means because of the quote there?
Say it to me one more time.
Your attitude.
Yeah. Not your aptitude. So maybe aptitude. Does that mean like your skill level?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
So if you're
How apt you are. How how good you are at something.
so if we go into this podcast.
Yeah. Careful.
Yeah,
Not knowing what the fuck we're doing.
but because we've got a good attitude,
Right.
we're kind of getting away with it
Okay. Because we commit.
because we commit to it.
Yeah.
We've got all this gear here.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of know what buttons to press
Ish,
and what
yeah.
dials to turn. Takes us 10 minutes every time,
Yeah.
but we get it right.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at the dizzy heights of getting like 5 or 6 or 7 listeners.
Oh yeah, nearly. Yeah, you're not far off. You're not far off. So yeah, what we were just talking about with my training or lack of,
Yeah.
but also the fact that I am I almost expect to run slightly quicker and all that sort of thing. So my attitude, my demeanor, my stubbornness,
Yeah.
how headstrong I am,
Yeah.
not my skill level, will determine my performance.
Performance.
So it doesn't correlate exactly with what we've just said, but what that tells me is that even though I've not trained perfectly and I've not got anywhere near 13 miles in my training, I'm stubborn, I have some strength there, so I will finish.
Yeah.
Your attitude, not your aptitude, would determine your altitude. So
Because you're going to be at the start line knowing you're going to finish, whatever happens.
Yeah.
So because you've got that positive attitude
yeah,
and not so much the aptitude,
yeah,
your altitude
will be high.
will be high.
Yeah,
Oh, I started so strong.
you did.
I just
I
couldn't
saw
finish it.
your little eyes darting around the room looking for words. Words. Where are the words? Do you remember we've talked about this before? Preston Half Marathon.
Yeah.
That guy who turned around after moments, his attitude was shite.
Yeah.
His aptitude was very high because he was clearly expecting to run sub fucking 70 minutes or whatever. So his attitude was completely terrible.
Yeah.
His attitude, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. But I like that because that should be it's not so much inspiring, it's more of just a fact, innit? Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not like a wanky quote.
Mm.
It's going, if you do this, this will happen.
Yeah. But I think it is inspiring because it's also saying to you, you don't have to be. You know what? We come back. We say this all the time. People say, "Oh, it's easy for you."
Mm-hmm.
It's not because my attitude is good. It is now easier for me because I've put the legwork in.
Yeah, I guess.
You could be born 6'5", longest legs in the world, your running should be easy for you. That's the aptitude saying that you're apt, you're able to run quickly. You've got a long stride and stuff. But if your attitude's wrong, you're not going to do it.
Yeah. No, I like that one. That's
Yeah.
a good one. I'll take that.
I thought, as I read it, I thought he's not going to know what aptitude means.
Nope.
And you're going to get so mixed up with all the oods. Attitude, aptitude, altitude. I thought I was going to have a seizure. So you don't mind that one?
I like that one, yeah, because
I like that one.
It is. I like ones that make you feel better about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. I guess that is inspiring, then, isn't it? By the definition.
Yeah. I'm not sure we've got this exactly right as far as what we should be taking from it. But if we take something from it, as we've been speaking now, I think we've missed it slightly. So if listener, you have, in layman's terms, you can put this in a way that we understand better. Or if you get something slightly different from your attitude, not your aptitude, would demand your altitude, then please get in touch. We've got something there. But I just want to throw it out to dear listener because I'm not sure. I think we're missing something out slightly there. Maybe I don't know what the fuck aptitude means. Maybe aptitude means car. I don't know. But no, there we go. So that's the first one. This one's come up time and time again as I've been Googling this thing, and I've ignored it up to this point. I like this one, but I'm going to throw it at you, see what you think.
Go on.
All right.
I'm ready.
I don't run to add days to my life. I run to add life to my days. I don't run to add days to my life. I run to add life to my days. Discuss.
I think I like that
Yeah?
because it was like me with my day off there on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
I was just pottering around the house. I thought I'd go for a run.
Yeah.
And it gives you like a second wind, innit? Like
Yeah.
rejuvenation.
Yeah.
So I went for a run and I added life to my day.
Uh-huh.
And then I found out I got a PB.
Yeah.
So, it gave me. I guess it's just like giving you a boost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gives you. I don't run to add days to my life because he's not on about the health benefits. He couldn't care about the health benefits there. He does it because of the boost, the mental benefits.
Yeah. Well, the mental benefits, and also because, like we were talking about, if we were to go running across the passes across the Lake District,
Yeah.
by doing that run, you're seeing all these beautiful views. You probably see some wildlife. You would check out some beautiful lakes. You're adding life to your day as opposed to adding days to your life.
Yeah. I like it.
Because didn't you have a study before on Deantionary Corner which said the optimum mileage is 20 miles?
Yeah.
So
Makes you live longer.
yeah, so up to 20 miles, you're living longer. Anything over 20 miles, technically, you're not adding days to your life.
Yeah.
So this is dodgy anyway.
Yeah. No, I don't. I like it though because I like what it's saying because it always taps into the facts. What we talk about is that NHS, that running should be on the NHS.
Yeah.
Because it gives you that boost and it does bring life back
Yeah.
to your day.
And what we just said about
Helps you see in colour.
yeah, and what we just said about the half marathon in next week. The thing that I'm most looking forward to is seeing you guys recording some stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe get some scran afterwards. The social side of running. Instead of it just us being hunkered down in the corner of a pub,
Yeah.
it's something that adds to your enjoyment of your days, weeks.
Running has 100% brought life into my days.
Yeah,
100%.
Running has 100%. But when I started running, my life was worse than it is now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Same. I was at terrible cycles of the same old shit regime.
yeah,
And now I go for a run and it does. It's like, why? I don't know why I've got this word in my head, but like rebirth. God, that's wanky, and it sounds like a cult.
a rebirth. Wow.
Yeah. But it does feel like that because it's like a rejuvenation, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
a second lease of life. Oh, it sounds so wanky, doesn't it?
No, man. Listen. I remember when I first
I've
started.
been reborn.
When I first started running, I was like, why have I never done this before?
Yeah.
It's such a you need a pair of trainers
Yeah.
and the will to get out of your front door. That's it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started running, knowing that I would do this forever now.
Yeah.
I've spoken about my lack of motivation. I'm still running and I'm still enjoying it, but the idea that if I was to go back 10 years and not start running, where I would be now would be a worse place to that. And even if that's just not having been to Chicago with me mate,
Yeah,
not having been to Madrid with other pals, like all of those experiences that we've had along the way are better than not having those experiences.
It's very true, isn't it?
Yeah. But the reason why I've sort of avoided it up to this point is that it just reminded me of those like shitty Instagram accounts, or like something that you would find in a shop in Blackpool, which had like a slightly blurry picture of a trainer.
Yeah. But I like it though.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. I love the sentiment's great.
Because the ones that remind me of that are like the really wanky ones where
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, I can't think of an example. But by that noise gives you all the noise, ooh, why not? Ooh. Do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah.
I like that one.
Can you make one up? Can you just make one up now,
Yeah,
off the top of your head?
I made one up years ago and I put it on I actually designed it on a poster.
Ace.
So it was like a sunset. It was a beach
Right.
with a blue sky and a sunrise in the background.
Beautiful.
And then in big white bold letters,
Yeah.
the quote was, "Always remember, not every bus stop has a shelter."
That sounds like more like a public service announcement, like a council thing. Just remember, please, ladies and gentlemen.
But it's like a wanky quote, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I mean, if you did that to me on Ginger Wisdom, you could convince me that was so. It's about waiting for the bus. You can either wait for it in the rain and get wet, but the end goal is getting on the bus and getting to your destination.
Yeah. Nice. Have you sold this on Etsy or something? What's the crack?
I tell you what, mate, 100%. It's like a Banksy.
A what? A bank fair?
Banksy. some simple he's gonna buy that.
Right. Off Amazon.
Always remember, not every bus stop has a shelter.
Well, that's all we got time for today on the Behind the Middle podcast. But before we go, there's something that my co-host Gary Damer would like to say, I think.
Yeah, I think we just need to take a minute aside and just be very, very serious.
Very still and very respectful.
Yeah, so if you're running or if you're hoovering or whatever you're doing, if you could
It's always hoovering with you, bro.
if you can just stop what you're doing, and I just need to take a few minutes of your time to make an apology.
Formal apology, please.
Formal apology. I am so sorry, listeners. I got numerous tweets and messages and texts that I got the film wrong last week, 28 weeks later. Should have been 28 days later.
No, you've got it wrong again, you dickhead.
Have I?
Yeah.
Why?
You said it was 28 days later. It should have been 28 weeks later.
I said this is a serious apology. Stop it. I am so sorry that I got the film wrong. To all of the eagle-eyed listeners. Can you be an eagle-eyed listeners?
Yeah. Eagles have eyes and listen to stuff.
No, because it's eagle-eyed viewer, isn't it?
Eagle-eared viewers. Eagle-eared.
It should be owl-eared. Oh, no, bat-eared.
Bat-eared.
Our bat-eared listeners. I'm so sorry that I got the films wrong. I'm still, to this day, gobsmacked and mortified.
You're still confused. Which one is it? Which one should it have been?
I don't know. The one with fucking... not the one with Cillian Murphy in. That's the first one.
Yeah. So which one is it?
28 weeks later.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is the worst apology in the world because you're still not sure on what you're apologising for.
I am. I got the film wrong.
Okay.
I just don't know what film it was meant to be.
I'm sorry that I got the film wrong. It should have been Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, thanks, as always, for pointing out errors.
Our shortcomings as human beings.
As soon as I saw it, I went, fuck.
Yeah.
Because I was dead pleased with my new thing on my mixing decks that I could do.
I got a couple of texts as well. So,
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, everyone. I feel like I've let myself down. I've let the podcast down.
You've let your family down.
I've let Cillian Murphy down.
Yeah.
And Bobby Carlyle.
And Bobby Carlyle.
I promise I'll not do it again.
Mm-hmm. Well, I accept the apology.
Thank you.
But we'll have to see what the Great Unwashed say when we get these messages back.
Okay.
But for now, on a very contrite and very
Serious.
sincere exit from
That
this
was very sincere.
podcast. It was, yeah. There was only a few cackles of laughter from you. Goodbye from Series 2, Episode 5 of Behind the Middle. We'll speak to you next time.
Goodbye.
I'm recording.
For after the credits. That's me getting into character. Okay, here we go.
Hello!